Okay, so since it is right at 11, I want to just go ahead and jump right in um, because we are in Q4 and it is kind of a crazy busy time this year. I don't know if you've noticed this with Amazon yet, but people have been told to shop earlier. So you may have already started to see surges in sales and things like that. So if you're starting to see that, that is always a great thing. Normally in the past, we've always seen, it's closer to right around Black Friday, starts to get crazy right up until Christmas. It's just a lot crazier then. But yeah, so people have been told to shop early. And it's funny because if you're shopping on Amazon, and I personally shop on Amazon too, then you'll notice things have been actually getting here quite fast. But people are concerned about shortages, which could very well be the case. We do know brands are having manufacturing for some people is an issue. So it is always a good thing to kind of take advantage of that. So, okay. So I'm excited about this month's webinar because video is something that is really going to help you take sales to the next level. I know that that is an important thing for most brands. When I'm talking with brands, I always ask, what is your goal overall? And without a doubt, it's always, I want to grow sales. So I'm Becky with Click Fluency. I'm going to share a little bit more about us in just a minute, but yeah, I am really excited to talk about this. And another thing I'm really excited about, I don't know if any of you were aware, but Amazon has an annual conference and I was able to attend that virtually last week. And they have a lot of new exciting features that are coming up. So make sure to pay attention inside your Seller Central portal because they're trying to really make it robust in their reporting and their data that they're giving you so that you can continue to leverage sales. So that's not necessarily just related to video, that's overall, but that is a really exciting thing because Amazon is really seeing the value that their third-party sellers bring. So as brands continue to understand the value of having a presence on Amazon, Amazon is seeing that that is really important to help them to be successful because third-party sellers are surpassing, sales right now, as opposed to even like first-party vendor central. So that's just a side note. I don't know if you had a chance to attend Amazon Accelerate or anything like that, but there was some good content and helpful information. And I am excited about the direction that they're taking. I think they shared over like 100 new things in the last year that they added inside of your Seller Central dashboard. Some of these things are still in pilot, which means it's not always available to everyone at first. So if you don't see certain things, that's just, keep that in the back of your mind. But anyways, so it's great to know that videos are to be used, but if you're like most people, you also don't want to use videos that are not allowed or things like that, mistakes. You want to avoid those to save that time, to save headaches and things like that. So one of the first mistakes would be you're not thinking through this using Amazon's guidelines. Now, I'm not going to go through and share their guidelines on this because they're always like changing policies and things like that. But for instance, as an example, you cannot have your website link in your video. So perhaps you have a video and at the very, very end, you say visit, and then it's your website address.com. Well, you can't have that on there. So you'll want to make sure to format it and edit it in such a way that it removes things like that. You also have to be careful with the claims that you make because Amazon does not want you making claims. So things that you may have been able to use elsewhere, you might have to tweak slightly for Amazon. Another mistake that we see that, I think that's just kind of one of those myths in people's minds and thinking, well, I have video, but there's nothing like high quality or, I haven't spent thousands and thousands of dollars to create videos. So I don't think I can use anything yet. My recommendation, and this is what we do for the brands that we help, is we like to start where you are. So start where you are is my recommendation. The mistake would be to think, I'm just not going to use video because I don't have the best thing yet. That would be a mistake because you are potentially missing out on more sales and more opportunities for awareness to your brand and products that, you could be having if you were using the existing video that you do have. So you don't need to start off by spending a lot of money on, someone creating really, elaborate videos. And to be quite honest, as a side note, a lot of times those realistic type videos are really great, on Amazon. So sometimes highly polished ones can come across a certain way. Now, I definitely think that they have their place on Amazon. So I'm not saying that. And if you've already, done that as part of something else within your overall marketing plan for maybe your website or social media, definitely use those. I'm not saying not to, but you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money right away. Just use what you do have. And then another mistake that I see happen is they're not, leveraging the existing videos from those channels. So just as an example, for instance, a brand that we recently started working with, they had videos, for instance, on YouTube, but they didn't have anything on Amazon. They were not leveraging at that point where they could use a video that was already existing on all of their platforms like Amazon. So you definitely want to look at your different channels. So think about your social media channels, think about YouTube, your website, things like that. Even things maybe we've even used testimonial type videos from, people that have used your product and things like that. You can even use those. You'll have to be careful using the guidelines and making sure people aren't claiming certain things, but you definitely want to leverage those. And then another mistake, and this one's an easy one to make because, you want to use video and you want to get started on this, but then you definitely don't want to set it and forget it either. So you want to really test out the videos to see what works best on Amazon, because even though it works really well for you, maybe on another platform, maybe it's on Facebook that it's working really well, it may not work as well on Amazon. You have to keep in mind people are, in that buying mode. They want to essentially figure out if this is something that will help maybe solve the problem that they're having or something like that. So you want to look at the data that Amazon provides to see what is working best for you on Amazon.